I've been trading for 7 years now, and for 6 of those years I was unprofitable, never ever made any money. My first ever payout was $2,000 on a 10k account, so that was 20% return, which is insane. Like a week ago I had 2.6 million in funding and I lost 1.3 million in funding over that 1 week. My level of discipline is not that great, so I'm proof, I guess, to people that even if you are undisciplined, you can still do it. You just have to figure out what works with your personality. I started trading when I was 18. Prop firms forced me to be disciplined. I can't risk more than a certain amount. I can't lose more than 5% in a day, otherwise I'll breach the account, so I have to stop. So it's rules that are placed on me externally that help control me. ThinkCapital is one of the best spreads I've seen, and typically a lot of prop firms, they have spread lines. So let's say price is here and the spread is like just above it. When you press buy, manual execution, wherever that spread is, price doesn't actually buy there, it just goes much higher. But on ThinkCapital, it actually executes exactly where the spread is, which is really, really good. Follow the trend. A lot of people try to catch like the big reversal at the top as price is moving up. It's like, don't be stupid, don't do that. I've had my biggest month so far. So I did almost $250,000 last month alone. People are obviously thinking it's fake and whatever, but that kind of motivated me to just make crazy numbers, to just shut them up, be like, look, here's the money, now be quiet.
Welcome everyone to ThinkCapital. Today we have a special guest. We have ZamcoCapital. And yeah, welcome. It's my pleasure to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, so I know you've been trading with us for a long time, but for quite a while. You funded, I'm not sure how much you are funded right now with us, 100K?
Yeah, 100K.
Yeah, and you just recently had a payout, right?
Yeah, I think it was around $13,000 or something.
Nah, that's impressive. That's a good percentage. And so for everyone who's watching and don't know you, do you mind doing like a quick introduction?
Sure, yeah. So my name is Zamco, and I've been trading for 7 years now. And for 6 of those years, I was unprofitable, never ever made any money. And then in the last year, since last year, April 2024, that's when I had my first ever payout. And since then, I've done over $600,000 in prop firm payouts within just that span of a year. So things have completely turned around, and now I guess I consider myself a profitable trader.
No, that's amazing. And I honestly want to hear more about your story and everything, because that's that's crazy and super inspiring, not just for me but for everyone. So you said that you've been trading for 6 years. For 5 of those years you've been unprofitable. What do you think changed? What clicked? What made the difference?
So yeah, those 6 years of unprofitability, I guess it wasn't real to me. This is the big thing. So that changed for me. For those 6 years, I never had any proof that I can make any money. And I guess by chance in April, when I had my first payout in April 2024, that made trading real to me. So now it became real. I have that money into my account, and I thought, wow, I can actually do this. So I think it was just a mental block, that just believing that I can do it and have some sort of tangible evidence that I can do it. Suddenly everything switched, and just that belief alone just made me insanely profitable. Just knowing that, oh, I can do it. I guess that's the only really big thing that changed. Other than that, I still trade the exact same. Yeah. Of course, I refine over time, but it really just came down to just believing.
So it was mostly more of a mental thing more than the strategy itself, right? And that's interesting, because a lot of us, we think that we need to find the the holy grail of new strategy, or what else can I learn that maybe I'm missing, and that's why I'm not profitable. But I think everything is just mental, like you said. So in terms of like the mental aspects, psychology, obviously when you had your first payout, that made you believe that's like a boost of confidence. But before that, right, because I know sometimes we can see that glimpse of progress, although we are not making payouts, but some people can have like okay, I'm not making payouts, but I can see myself better than how I was 1 month ago or 6 months ago. Do you have the same thing as well?
Definitely because of the payout. When I was losing, I was getting through phase 1 and phase 2 and getting funded, but then losing the funded. So I was getting through the phases. That wasn't the issue. The issue was getting the payout, and it was just some sort of psychological block. So I guess my confidence only increased once I had that payout. Before that, it just wasn't there. So it was just the payout that changed everything.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So for you, in order to get a payout, what do you think it changed? Was it the risk management, or it's just like any mental blockage that you may have, and finally you made the payout, and now everything is going smooth?
So initially, my first ever payout, I don't think I changed anything. I was just trading how I normally trade with 0.5, 1% risk, and I guess I just ended up on a win streak or something where I hit that big payout. My first ever payout was $2,000 on a 10K account. So that was 20% return, which was insane. But that was mainly just, I guess you could call it just a streak of luck.
Mm-hmm.
But after getting that payout, the thing that's changed for me is increasing my risk during the challenges. So during the challenge phases, I increase my risk to as much as I'm allowed. If you allow me to risk 5% in a single trade, I'll do that. That to me insanely improved my win rate in terms of passing challenges, because I didn't need like a high risk to reward. I just need like a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward trade, and that's I already passed phase 1, and then 1 to 1 risk to reward in phase 2, and I already passed. So it became much easier after getting my first like 1 or 2 payouts. I just changed my risk tolerance straight away. I just started risking way more, and I started passing much quicker.
Nice. Yeah. That's amazing. And do you have a similar approach when you get to the funded stage? Or obviously, I believe you lower your risk, but I know you manage a lot of capital. I'm not sure how much capital you manage in total. I don't know how you manage the risk with so many accounts.
So when it comes to funded accounts, I usually risk around 0.5 to 1%, because most prop firms that I'm with, they already given me like risk warnings not to risk too much. So I'm kind of already capped to risking maximum of 1% on most prop firms. So I kind of just stick to that. In terms of capital, I wish I could tell you like a week ago, before I went to Turkey, I had 2.6 million in funding, and I lost like 1.3 million in funding over that 1 week that I was in Turkey. So I shouldn't have traded during that trip, but I did.
Oh, sorry, man.
Lost a lot of funding, but that's okay. I've already brought back 600k in funding, so it's okay. So now I'm sitting at 1.9 million in funding.
Okay.
2 million. Sorry, I'm sitting back at 2 million funding.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's goals. And how do you manage so many accounts and so much capital? Do you copy all your trades, or you just trade them separately? You have different accounts.
So with the accounts that I have, I usually trade them in batches. So any account that's in drawdown, I will tend to trade the drawdown ones together, and the ones that are in profit, I kind of just leave them for payout. If I do see a really good setup, then I guess I'll copy trade on all of my accounts all at once. And how I do that, a lot of people ask me this. I don't have like a copy trader. I just manually log into each account, quickly place the trade on each of them, and then place my stop loss afterwards. So I'm crazy just on my phone, just quickly switching accounts, and then just placing the trades.
Okay, yeah, that's amazing. And that also takes a lot of discipline, in my opinion, to be able to do that and not go crazy. So, in terms of discipline, what do you do on a daily basis, not just trading, but in life, that helps you, with your whole self, in terms of discipline and everything?
Funny thing is, I'm a very undisciplined trader. A lot of people assume that you need discipline. Obviously, it helps a lot to be disciplined in your trading, but I've kind of made a strategy around my flaws, and so my strategy helps towards my undisciplined nature, where it's very high risk to reward. So even if I impulsively take trades and they lose, the one that wins will be very big, and it will take over all of the losses and make me much more. So I guess in my day-to-day life, I'm not really that disciplined. I used to go to the gym 5 days a week, every single morning, but now sometimes it's 2 times in a week, sometimes 3, and I've just gone off the rails. But my strategy has been tailored for my personality, and it works, but it only works for me. I don't know if it'll work for someone else, but my level of discipline is not that great. So I'm proof, I guess, to people that even if you are undisciplined, you can still do it. You just have to figure out what works with your personality.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's so interesting. And that's so true as well. Like and I talk for myself as well. Like sometimes we see a strategy that might work for other people, and we try to just copy the exact same thing. But what you don't see is the experience that the other person had. You have to you have to adapt the strategy to, to yourself, or you adapt to the strategy. So yeah, okay, that's good. What about before trading? What was your life, like?
Yeah, so I started trading when I was 18. I got into it I learned about it when I was 17, but actually started trading when I just turned 18. So back then I was in college, in sixth form, just doing my A levels studies. So I wasn't really doing much. It was just the regular school student. Whatever they do, they go to school, come back, play Call of Duty, and go to sleep and go to school the next day. That was pretty much my life.
Do you think playing Call of Duty help you with trading? I don't know why, but I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, people who play video games, they are better traders.
Oh, I've heard that. I've heard exactly what you're talking about. I've also heard that that people who play games tend to be better traders because I guess you approach trading as a game. Sometimes I guess if you play it as a game, you're less attached to it as work and some sort of business. It's just a game that you're playing, and if you get good at the game, you make money. I guess, yeah, you could see it that way. That playing games definitely helps in terms of trading because you just treat it as a game.
And in terms of like now and the future, what do you think is next for you? You want to manage way more capital, maybe your own capital, or what is your next approach?
I don't want to actually trade my own capital because I've come to realize over my 7 years that I am horrible at trading my own capital. And the reason is because, again, I'm not disciplined, but prop firms force me to be disciplined. I can't risk more than a certain amount. I can't lose more than 5% in a day. Otherwise, I'll breach the account. So I have to stop. So it's rules that are placed on me externally that help control me, basically. But if I have no external control over me, I will just go off the rails and lose the account. So prop firms actually is the way for me to be profitable. If I trade my own capital, I will fail. So definitely that's not something I want to do. But in terms of capital, I've gone up to 2.6 million, and I guess I got bored. I want to go for 3 million, but it's very boring. Once you have a lot of capital, I can't be asked to pass more challenges and go through that stage again. I have my funding. It works well. I just kind of stick to that. But future plans, I guess I want to get into more passive sources of income. For example, real estate. That's my big one. I just want to get into real estate. I want to actually own things for myself and not have to rent. And I guess other passive sources of income, so little businesses that I don't really have to physically do much with. They just kind of run on their own.
Yeah, that's great. And I always see a lot of people, especially traders, they always want to, diversify their profits into other businesses. And like you said, have some passive income. Definitely real estate, gotta be top 3 for me and for many people. Who said this as well? Roger Banks said the same thing about, properties and the importance that it's been for him, being able to own properties and, get into real estate. So, good luck with that. I want to do the same thing in the future, but good luck with that. And yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, trading and being exposed to the charts can be a bit, stressful, especially when you're already managing a lot of capital. You don't want to have that risk in the future, I guess, or you want to have a different type of risk, And in terms of your strategy, I think because I've been following you for quite a while, you trade NQ, right?
I trade NASDAQ, German 40, gold, and USD JPY. These are like now my main pairs. Previously, yes, I was trading just NASDAQ, but I've come to learn that I can apply what I know onto other things. So if NASDAQ's not working that well, I can quickly switch to trading German 40 or something. So those are kind of my 4 main pairs that I trade.
Is this what you always been trading, or you used to trade something else before?
So beforehand, I only used to trade gold and like currency pairs. So just currency pairs, as all of the ones that you can think of, all the exotic and major pairs, I'll trade all of them and gold. But the moment I switched to trading indices, suddenly I saw a huge skyrocket in my win rate. And suddenly I'm hitting way bigger trades much more commonly. So that's where I kind of started leaning into the side of trading indices. And now I found 2 that work really well for me, which is NASDAQ and German 40. So I kind of just stick to those. And the only currency pair that I kind of still trade is USD JPY. I like the movement. And gold's just been there since day one. So I can't really let that go.
I personally am a gold trader. But and if you don't mind me asking, what is your approach? Like, what's your strategy?
So for one, I don't like that a lot of people think that I just trade a strategy. It's not a strategy. I just understand the concepts of how the market moves. So when I see those confirmations in different places, my entry style and my trading, it does change, but it's based, the underlying concepts are still the same. So for example, I tend to trade sweeps of liquidity. Now, the question is, where is that liquidity? Previous highs and lows, consolidation, anything like that. So previous daily highs and lows as well. So for example, if we are looking to buy, let's say, price is coming down on the daily time frame to a daily fair value gap. So as price comes down to a daily fair value gap, once it gets there, then I start to refine my entry, look at, is there a 4-hour fair value gap in that daily? Is there a 1-hour fair value gap within that 4-hour? And I kind of refine that fair value gap in that whole big daily zone to one small area, maybe on the 15-minute time frame. Now, once price comes there, I need to see, how did price come there? Did Asian range consolidate just above it? And then London session swept down into that area. Then on the 1-minute time frame, I look for some sort of reversal confirmation pattern. So once it reverses, then I look for another 1-minute fair value gap to enter off that. Once we tap into that 1-minute fair value gap, then I take my buy, potentially catching the bottom of the daily wick to then flip bullish and continue up. So all of that in one little trade. So in one trade, I've looked at all of that. I've caught the direct bottom of the daily wick. Stop loss is very tight because I've entered on the 1-minute time frame. But now I've caught the whole daily move with such a tight stop loss. So that's how I get the huge risk to reward. Sometimes, obviously, those trades don't look that exactly the same. Sometimes I don't get a sweep of daily lows. Sometimes I just enter an Asian session. So it does change. But overall, sweep of liquidity, refine the big fair value gap to a low, small, like 15-minute zone, wait for price to tap into it, get a reversal, and then catch the reverse, basically. But continuing the overall daily trend. So if we are continuing overall daily, we are continuing bullish, but we're just getting a retracement, then I take the buy to then continue up.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I feel like at first when you explain it, it sounded like a lot, but it's actually like pretty simple. I like it.
It is very simple.
And with ThinkCapital, may I ask, what platform do you use? Because I know we offer, MT5 and ThinkTrader / TradingView.
Yeah, I just use MT5. It's
MT5.
something I'm used to, so I kind of just stick to that.
Nice. Okay. And how has your experience been with ThinkCapital so far?
With ThinkCapital, the conditions are amazing. Like the moment I press buy, the spread is already quite tight already on ThinkCapital. It's one of the best spreads I've seen. And typically, a lot of prop firms, they have spread lines. So if, let's say, price is here and the spread is like just above it, when you press buy, manual execution, wherever that spread is, price doesn't actually buy there. It just goes much higher. But on ThinkCapital, it actually executes exactly where the spread is, which is really, really good because most prop firms actually don't do that. And then on top of that, obviously the targets are nice. It's the standard 8% in phase 1, 5% in phase 2. Nice. And there's not really many rules in terms of you can't close a trade within 2 minutes or, stupid rules like that. So it's really, it's a nice prop firm in terms of rules. My payout was delayed a bit, but that's because it was a large payout. So I guess I was quite risky, but that's understandable. So it was that. But in the end, obviously, I still got the payout and I'm really happy with that. And I did get a risk email saying that I'm risking too much. So, relax. I expected it. So
yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's most prop firms I've gotten that risk email from. So it's okay. I still haven't been banned yet. No prop firms banned me yet, which is surprising.
Hopefully it stays that way, man.
Hopefully, yeah. I guess you just have to play the game how they want you to play it, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I always try to ask this as well. If you had to change something about ThinkCapital or any improvements or, anything that you think it could be better?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There is one thing.
He's smiling about this.
It's the MT5. You can only get a 100K account. Give me 400K. Why? Like, come on. Or even 200K. We're capped to 100K on MT5. I need like 200 minimum.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know that. I don't know if we used to offer more before or it's always been like that. I know for ThinkTrader, you can get more.
Because if you offer me more than 100K on MT5, I'm just going to take more money from you. So just let me have it.
And if you had to give any advice to someone who is starting, they want to trade, Nasdaq or gold, what would you tell them?
Very, very basic. Follow the trend. That's pretty much it. overall, follow the trend. A lot of people try to catch like the big reversal at the top as price is moving up. It's like, don't be stupid. Don't do that. Wait for retracements in a market structure. Just follow the market structure and you'll be okay. Majority of the times it will work out, trust me. Just follow the structure, follow the trend, and just catch the retracements. That's it. Just get in on the retracements and follow the trend. On top of that, another huge advice I would give to a lot of people is they don't realize why their stop losses get hit, and they don't really evaluate their trades afterwards. Now, one big key thing that I can tell you is whenever you see price do a big reversal, on any pair really, but it's good to look at NASDAQ and gold and indices. But whenever you see a big reversal finally happen, at that pinpoint, at the exact point where we finally reversed, look to the left, look at on what time frame, what type of fair value gap there was there, or an order block. Look at that candle. Over time, as you see wherever these big reversals happen, you'll look at the type of candle it tapped into finally, what that looked like, and where you finally got that reversal from. So then you'll build up this image of, oh, those types of candles, those types of fair value gaps in this area tends to work out more. So always look to the left wherever you get the big major reversals, and then you'll build that idea of what it looks like and where you get those reversals from.
Okay, yeah, great. And another advice on a personal levels, I see a lot in the, community, especially on Twitter, people who may have, they're struggling with, money-wise or, psychology. Any advice on how to, get through those mental blockages that, we can have mentally?
See, I wish I had an answer for that, but I still haven't got past my mental blocks, which is why my strategy kind of caters to my flaws. Yes. So I don't really have much to say to someone who's struggling in terms of psychology. My way of going about it was tailoring my strategy to kind of work with my flaws. I still struggle with a lot of my own psychological barriers. One thing that I would say helps in terms of psychology is getting that first payout. And a lot of people, whether they gamble their way through or whatever through the challenge phases, a lot of people do get to the funded stages, but they always blow it. Now, if you get to that funded stage, I would say get a payout, no matter how small. The moment you get that feeling of getting that money back from the market, it changes something in your head. So that's a big thing that people need to do in terms of psychology, is get some sort of tangible evidence that you can do it and you can extract money from the market. Because a lot of people aim for this big, like 10% gain the moment they get funded, and like, no, just literally get just one small win, get paid out, and it will do something to your head. Trust me.
I like this more. I like this more. And also, I wanted to ask, I don't know if this affects you, but sometimes I see a lot, especially on Twitter or social media, there's always people talking. I did see some people talking about you a few weeks ago, or like a month ago, saying like, for example, oh, those payouts are fake, or those accounts, this and that. Do you think all this noise can affect you? I know to some other traders, they be a lot on social media and they take this very hard to their core. So I don't know how you take it.
Yeah, I remember that. So basically anyone that was basically saying that my payouts are fake and calling me a scammer and all of this and that, I said, okay, fine, you think that. And what that did, it made me go on to make a lot of money, and I've had my biggest month so far. So in May, in terms of prop firm payouts, it was $234,000 in prop firm payouts. So I did almost $250,000 last month alone. And that was after people were saying, oh, fake certificates, fake this and that. And then, like I show them stuff like this, scan it, cool. But I made sure to basically document every single payout in terms of receiving that payout, submitting it, receiving it. Here's the certificate, here's the transaction, here's the bank statement. I tried to show all of that, receiving the payouts, whatnot. And now people are obviously thinking it's fake and whatever, but that kind of motivated me to just make crazy numbers, to just shut them up, be like, look, here's the money, now be quiet.
That's amazing. And congratulations, man. This is super inspiring. I always love watching your tweets and some of your videos. I don't know if I follow you on TikTok, but I always watch some of your videos. So this is super inspiring, not just for me, but for everyone watching. And I think for me, this is it. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
Not really. I mean, I guess I'm launching some new stuff soon. Oh, that's another thing. A lot of people don't realize that I'm actually here to just help you. So when they join my free Discord, they think I just have a Discord. No, I'm actually there to help people with questions. Like I'm not going to gatekeep anything. Most of the time, if you ask me a direct, simple question, I'm just going to answer it very, very truthfully. I don't really care to sell things. That's another thing. People think that I'm selling things and that's my income. It's like, no, I can prove I make a lot from trading. I don't need your money. I guess that's my message out there.
Where can people find your Discord?
Yeah, so my Discord, go to my Instagram or TikTok bio, I believe. On Twitter, definitely. On my Twitter, on my pinned post is my Discord link, so you can join from that. That's definitely the best place to see it.
Okay, perfect. So you guys know now, for everyone who wants to learn from Zamco, he has a free Discord. You can ask him questions. The link is in his bio on social media.
Yeah, I'm always there to help.
So thank you so much. It was my pleasure to have you here. For real, it was my pleasure. And, I hope to see you, win more and to get you some more payouts with ThinkCapital. And let's see if we can get a bigger account than 100K with the MT5 in the future.
Yeah, if you allow me, I'll get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope everything goes well for you this year.
Amazing. Thank you for having me.